Hello. Shedding weight and getting rid of stubborn belly fat can feel almost impossible if you approach it the wrong way. And unfortunately, most people do exactly that, because for decades we've all been exposed to misleading information. That's why so many fail to achieve real, lasting results. If we're serious about burning fat, we all agree that at some level we need to consume fewer calories than we burn. But here's the problem. Simply repeating, eat less and move more, doesn't actually solve anything. The real question is how we do that in a way that actually works long term. If it was as easy as that simple slogan, everyone would already be lean and healthy. Since you're watching this, chances are you're still searching for that missing piece. The truth is our behaviors aren't just about willpower, they're largely controlled by hormones. So the real secret is to eat in a way that lowers the hormones that make you hungry while boosting the hormones that help you burn fat. And once that happens, your body starts tapping into stored fat. But here's the catch. Your body also needs the right metabolic machinery to actually turn that fat into usable energy. The very first step. Lowering insulin. Most people know insulin is tied to blood sugar and diabetes. But very few understand the bigger picture. High insulin doesn't just regulate sugar, it literally blocks fat burning. When insulin is elevated, your body locks fat away, making it completely unavailable as energy. Instead of using your stored fuel, you just feel hungry again. So insulin both stores fat and keeps you craving more. Now, there are 3 extremely powerful strategies to lower insulin. The first, and strongest, is reducing the number of times you eat. Why? Because every meal, every snack, every sip of something sweet triggers insulin. If you eat 6 or 10 times daily, you're spiking insulin all day long. But if you cut it to just once or twice a day, now you're only triggering insulin a couple of times, leaving long stretches where insulin drops, and your body finally gets access to stored fat. The second essential step. Cut out sugar. This one is non-negotiable. Sugar wrecks your health in countless ways. It spikes insulin, it's pure empty calories, and it's highly addictive. But even worse, half of sugar is fructose, which hits your liver almost like alcohol does. Over time, it creates fatty liver, a condition directly linked to insulin resistance. If your liver becomes resistant, your whole metabolic system is compromised. The third strategy is lowering overall carbs. Carbohydrates raise blood sugar, and therefore insulin, far more than protein or fat. By reducing carbs, you keep insulin under control. But we also need to talk about reducing hunger. Of course, that's tied to insulin too, but there's more. Think of it like fueling a fire. Carbs and processed foods are like lighter fluid. They burn fast, spike energy, and then leave you crashing. But protein and fat are like heavy logs. They burn slow and steady, giving you hours of energy and keeping hunger away. That's why adding healthy fats to meals is such a game changer. They're nearly neutral to insulin and keep you full far longer. Some people still fear fat, believing eating fat makes you fat. But the truth is the opposite. When you cut fat, you replace it with carbs, and those carbs quickly get stored as fat anyway. Either way, you end up with fat. But in one case, your insulin stays low so you can burn it, while in the other case insulin stays high, blocking fat burning. That's the critical difference. This is why a low-carb, high-fat approach works so well. It lowers hunger naturally. Yes, calories matter, but when you're not constantly starving, you simply eat fewer without forcing yourself. That's the magic many people discover when they finally try it. Once insulin and hunger are under control, the next step is ensuring your metabolic machinery is running smoothly. And at the heart of this system is your thyroid, the master regulator of metabolism. If thyroid hormones are too low, your cells slow down every metabolic process, making fat burning nearly impossible. That's why it's essential to rule out hypothyroidism with proper testing. Oxygen is another key factor. Burning fat is literally like running a furnace, and oxygen is the air feeding the fire. If you're anemic and lack red blood cells, your body can't deliver enough oxygen, leaving your fat-burning fire smoldering. Make sure your red blood cell levels are strong enough to support real energy production. There are also a few practical hacks to make the transition smoother. Medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, for example, provide quick, clean energy without spiking insulin. Unlike regular fats that take longer to absorb, MCTs bypass the usual slow process and act almost as fast as carbs, but without the downside. That's why MCT oil is such a popular tool during fat adaptation. Apple cider vinegar is another powerful ally. Studies show it improves insulin sensitivity, boosts satiety, reduces belly fat, and helps with metabolic syndrome. It's not a magic bullet, but combined with the other strategies, it gives you an extra edge. Of course, nutrients matter too. B vitamins play a vital role in energy production, but balance is everything. Megadoses won't turbocharge you. Whole foods provide the right levels naturally. Minerals like potassium and chromium are also crucial for proper insulin function and energy conversion. That's why sticking to whole nutrient-rich foods is so important for long-term success. Now, once all the pieces are in place, insulin lowered, hunger controlled, machinery optimized, it's time to actually burn more fat. One way is by boosting growth hormone, a powerful fat-burning hormone. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, does exactly that by pushing your body in short, explosive bursts. Fasting is another incredibly effective tool. It not only lowers insulin but also dramatically raises growth hormone. And don't overlook sleep. Your body releases growth hormone in powerful bursts during deep sleep cycles. But if your sleep is poor, you miss out on this fat-burning advantage. Walking is another underrated tool. While it doesn't spike growth hormone like HIIT, it helps burn fat without raising cortisol. In contrast, long intense cardio often backfires, raising cortisol, which in turn raises blood sugar and insulin, making you hungrier. That's why walking combined with proper nutrition is such a sustainable approach. And finally, don't underestimate the power of meditation and stress reduction. High stress means high cortisol, which again disrupts blood sugar, insulin, and hunger. But regular meditation, or even simple breathing exercises, act like a reset button for your mind and hormones. Studies show just 5 minutes of stress can disrupt your system for hours, while 5 minutes of focused breathing can restore balance almost immediately. So, when you put all these pieces together, controlling insulin, reducing hunger, optimizing your metabolism, fueling correctly, and managing stress, you finally create the conditions for real, lasting fat loss. And before we wrap up, quick reminder, if you're enjoying this content and want to truly understand how your body works, make sure you subscribe to The Loop Health, hit that bell icon, and turn on notifications so you never miss a powerful, life-changing video.